Hi everyone. Welcome to another Vane devlog. In this one we're going to be talking about what's new with Vane and what's new with its development. There's no update going along with this video sadly, but as you probably know by now, we like to keep you guys up to date with what's happening. If you like what you see, please consider wishlisting Vane on Steam or donating to us if you can. Appreciate it. We're going to start off by talking about some of the broader changes in development and updates from us since 0.011. First off, we upgraded to Unreal 5.4. This doesn't really yield any huge benefits on its own, but I'm sure that the team at Epic has been fixing engine bugs in the meantime, which will increase Vane's stability. We've decided to have a new model for releases. In the past, we limited hotfixes to about a week after release in order to continue moving forward on the next version. Now, we think moving forward, we're going to release hotfixes once a week for as long as there are more bugs to fix. The exception to this is if the in-production Vane code differs too much from the released Vane code. When this happens, like if we refactor an entire system or switch Unreal Engine versions, it's really difficult to make hotfixes. Apart from that, they should be pretty regular. Regarding modding, we've decided to use mod.io as a host for now. The reasoning behind this is because they provide a pretty great Unreal plugin and they are cross-platform, so when we release off of Steam, everyone can install mods. We'd like to eventually add Steam Workshop support, but right now we need to do more research on it. Right now, the biggest obstacle to releasing a mod kit, that is mod creation dev tools, is that we use Unreal Marketplace assets. These are copyrighted and we're not allowed to distribute them. However, if we just delete them from the mod kit will fail to package mods. It's a big problem, but we'll figure out something. Modding has been something we've been keen on since day one, so it's still planned. We've decided to move off of Localizer and onto another platform for community translations. We're still deciding which translation tools to use. The reasoning behind this is because the current translation system does not work very well with Unreal at all, so vast amounts of translations don't import. In addition, there's a fundamental problem where we can't separate two words with the same spelling. For example, back, as in the direction, and back, as in the body part. They can't have different translations. We have a couple ideas in mind that fit our budget, so stay tuned. Finally, some personal updates. World design has been a bit slow lately because of IRL stuff. It's temporary and just a part of the process. In addition, I'm personally visiting family for the next 2 weeks, so there probably won't be an update for a bit. Once I'm back home though, expect development to speed right along. So now that that's out of the way, onto the changes. These are all pretty broad and we've left out smaller stuff. We've done some work on microphones, loudspeakers, and handheld radios. If you equip a radio, you can use primary fire to speak into it. Any players with a powered radio turned on the same channel will then hear your VoIP. Microphones and loudspeakers have been added as well, which transmit voice over a distance one way. They seem like they'd work pretty well for alerting zombies, so we'd like to make them buildable at some point. We're doing work on character blemishes, wrinkles, and skin. We've heard loud and clear that our characters look very plastic and we agree. We're working to make them seem a bit more weathered and realistic. Redford has received some exterior detail, particularly to backyard areas. Expect to see planters, pools, etc. We've added pinning crafting recipes to the HUD. This is a staple of modern survival games, so we figured it could help a lot. We've added readouts to food items about how much hunger they sate. We've received a lot of feedback about how it's unclear how much certain foods will affect hunger and hope this can help a bit. There are now some save management options. There's a setting to set how often autosaves are created, as well as a maximum autosave count. So for example, you can set only the last 10 autosaves to be kept. We also added a delete all autosaves button that might help clean up older saves. We've been doing some work on gunplay. It's super primitive right now, but once it's all wrapped up, it should give us perfect iron sights and procedural animations. We've added a bunch of new melee weapons, mostly related to sports. There are some new third-person melee animations, finally. They're still a bit janky, but they're better than they were. We added 2 new gameplay modes. The first is a permadeath option. When this is on, you cannot respawn and death is permanent, similar to Project Zomboid. The second is an Iron Man option which disables any manual saves, for example, to prevent save scumming. The server browser is now sortable. We added support for equipable items that are stackable. For example, grenades and darts are now stackable and throw one at a time. Speaking of grenades, secondary fire now pulls the pin. We've added a bunch of new perks as we continue to expand and fill in the stats and leveling system. We've also implemented the immunity stat, which you gain from being sick or doing dirty things. We added a golf cart, which is now my second favorite vehicle at this point, behind the ATV. Planks are now stackable, something a lot of you had requested. Inventory items now have tooltips, so you can quickly see their description without needing to select them. Construction is a bit easier. In 0.011, furniture and built objects would get stuck in places with low ceilings. Now the furniture just goes where you're looking at. We've fixed rain appearing on interior glass. Like I said earlier, we've been working on modding. It's still not ready yet, but it's getting there. Translations have been updated. Many translations that were translated but missing from the game have been fixed and are now in-game. Congratulations to Polish for being the first language Vane was 100% translated into. So that's it for the larger changes. As always, there's a lot more that we didn't mention because they're too small or just quality of life changes. For example, weapons are now put away when you enter a vehicle and soap dispensers are now usable. There's also a lot of bug fixes we've done, probably more bug fixes than new features at this point. As always, we invite you to wishlist Vane on Steam in order to support us, or donate if you can. It helps a lot with server and hosting costs. Links are in the description. Anyways, that's it for now, and we'll see you in the next one.